My name is Matikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about Ndanzi. Ndanzi is the guy that he thinks he is. Okay, Ndanzi is the guy that he thinks he is. Okay, something shifted in court yesterday. Ndanzi didn't just testify; she fought back, and for the first time in a long time, the state looked uncomfortable. I thought they normally are uncomfortable, but the one that was happening yesterday was out of this world. The way Baloyi could not grasp or was standing there looking like confused and stuff. Oh my God. I cannot believe that Bongani Ndanzi has Ubaloyi like that. We've seen Advocate Baloyi control witnesses before. We've seen that, right? We've seen him being able to bring you back, reel you in, but son, ngeke. We've seen people fold, hesitate, contradict themselves in that courtroom because of Baloyi. We've seen it, ne? But today, Ndanzi came in ready. He came in ready, clear, sharp, and refusing to be boxed in. Oh, he refused with himself. He is fighting for his life there. He is very much involved in that fight. He's not giving in. Okay. This wasn't a witness on the back foot. No, this was a witness pushing back heavily. He is not about to go down for something that he did not do, that he knows nothing about. And now all we could see at the time was the clash, Ndanzi versus Baloyi. And my goodness, if I tell you, Baloyi was he didn't know what to do with himself. Baloyi's mission was very simple. Simple. Nothing complicated, very simple. Prove Ndanzi is unreliable, break his version, catch him in contradictions. But my goodness, here what's actually happened, Kesana. Every time Baloyi tried to corner him, Ndanzi stood firm. No panic, no retreat, and that's dangerous in court. And for some weird reason, I want to believe even Judge Rata, he is quiet this week because he feels like, yeah, ne? There is no way that the boy is lying. He knows that it's not like, even Judge Rata, I don't care what his mandate is and whatnot, but he knows that Ndanzi, damn, he sees, he has experience. Forget how he treats the defense and etc. Focus on, he knows, he sees, he's very much aware of what is happening. There's no lying when it comes to that. There's no other way. He sees. Because when a witness doesn't break, the strategy starts to break instead. Judge Rata is there witnessing that. Ubaloyi magafold right now. And right now you can see the reason he is quiet. He's angry at Baloyi because what's there to defend him on? Baloyi must just fold, period. Now, there was a moment that changed everything in that courtroom. Then came in tension with Judge Rata because Utensi, he doesn't know what to do with himself. A key issue. He is being asked to ask the dates, who chooses leave dates. Sounds small, right? Wrong. Because suddenly the record gets questioned. The answer gets reframed. And Ndanzi, he pushed back. Oh, he's not giving up, Kesan. He refuses to let his words be twisted. He corrects the court in real time. That moment right there, that's when you realize the witness is fully switched on. Fully switched on. He's present in this fight. He's not giving up. He is not giving up, and he's not about to give up on his life just like that. That's what we are witnessing in that courtroom of Judge Rata. I don't know, man, but there is power in how Judge Rata himself is sitting there silent this week. There is power in that, and that power is there by Bongani Ndanzi. It's shifting there, okay? The arrow is there is shifting to Bongani Ndanzi. Now, there is this issue of the document. There's a problem there with the documents. Now, where things get messy, the issue of missing documents, because if you don't have clear records, clear complete files, consistent paperwork, then what does it look like? What does it look like? It looks like you are fishing. And that's exactly the perception building. At first, you will think, okay, you must ask first. That's what Balo is doing. Ask first, find evidence later, then try to say the witness is lying. But today, oh my word, we have Ndanzi. In fact, Ndanzi doesn't allow that. He doesn't allow anyone to change his story. He doesn't allow to change what he is saying. Now, here is an uncomfortable truth for the state. The more Baloyi pushed, the more resistance he got from Bongani Ndanzi. And the more resistance he got, the more courtroom dynamic shifted. Because now it's no longer is Ndanzi lying. It becomes, is the state fully prepared? What's happening? What are they doing? Is the state fully prepared for what is happening there? Now, yesterday exposed something deeper, a battle over truth versus narrative, a courtroom fighting over who controls the record, and a witness who refuses to be controlled. And that changes everything, because in trials like this, perception matters just as much as proof. Right now, the perception that Balo is giving the masses out here who are watching the case, it ain't good. We see a man busy in a fishing expedition. He doesn't know what he's doing. He is confused. He's frustrated. He's under pressure. He's even sweating before he even starts the game. He's sweating. I could not believe yesterday. The first thing that I saw was Baloyi sweating. And they just greeted the judge. They just did their formalities. I'm standing for the state. I'm standing for accused 1 and 2, for accused 1 and 3, for accused 2, for accused 4. And Baloyi was already sweating. And I'm like, hi, Bo. Even if the aircon is having issues, say, we just got here. We just got here. So what do you mean you are already sweating? What is this now? Hi, Bo. I was so shocked when that happened. I was like, okay, Ndanzi didn't win the case yesterday, but he did something just as powerful. He disrupted the state's momentum. And if this continues, the trial is about to get a lot more unpredictable. And Bongani Ndanzi, when he leaves that stand, that witness box, he will leave it a hero, even if something happens. But the bottom line is that Bongani Ndanzi will be remembered as a guy who told the courtroom that while South Africans are watching, that he struggled at school, in high school. He is a high school dropout. His brother said, because you are struggling, go work at the mines. But what he said changed in that courtroom, because the Bongani that he was talking about, who is a high school dropout, became something else. People are calling him Advocate Ndanzi, not because they are mocking him, because the intelligence that he is showing, the tenacity, everything that he's showing, the courage, and everything, the fighting spirit that he has, the intelligence that he is showing, it is telling us this is a sharp-minded person. This is an intelligent person. This is a smart man. This man, we are all questioning now, what does he mean he's a high school dropout? What does he mean that he failed at school? I don't know how to put it, but the Bongani Ndanzi that we are dealing with is not a failure. The Bongani that we are dealing with is not a dumb cop. The Bongani that we are dealing with is not a slow learner. The Bongani that we are dealing with is a sharp-minded person who fights until the end. That is the Bongani that we are introduced to. We don't know the Bongani that he's referring to, a Bongani that he was overflaking. We don't see that. We see a brave man, a brilliant, brave man when we look at him, when we hear him speak, how he connects the dots, how he knows his story, how he is consistent, how he does not need. He's a man that does not sound as if he was coached. He does not, no, he knows what he is talking about. And the story is consistent. It's still the same. From the first time he spoke to up to today, it's still the same. I don't know about you, but I feel like Undanzi has given Ubaloyi his money to go and run. Baloyi must just go hide himself. He failed. He failed. Undanzi was exposing weaknesses in the state case. He was just exposing him. I don't know what does he want. Anyway, what are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.